Hey guys, guess who I have with me today? My wonderful sister, Lavinia, because, well, we also like hanging out, but also because it's National Sibling Day, it's also Earth Month, and it's also National Poetry Month. And this year, in 2025, the theme is family. So what better way to celebrate this awesome day than by having Lavinia, who is an amazing poet herself, read a poem which celebrates siblings and celebrates nature, which I'll also be pairing to wine. So, Lavinia.
Great, well, thanks for having me back. I feel like it hasn't been very long, but no, it's great to be here. So I was trying to think about siblings in poetry, and one that immediately came to mind is the amazing 19th century American poet, Emily Dickinson, because she had a sister who was 2 years younger than her, also called Lavinia. What are the odds? Although she apparently went by Vinny, which I haven't quite gone with, but I'll consider. And apparently they had quite different personalities. And actually it was, and actually what's amazing is that when Emily died, Lavinia followed her wishes by burning all of her correspondence. However, she discovered literally I think about 1,700 poems, and Emily hadn't given her any instructions about it. So amazingly, she spent, I think, the next over 10 to 13 years trying to get them published and bringing them out into the world. So without Lavinia's efforts, we wouldn't know about the amazing pioneering total original that is Emily Dickinson. So well done, younger
Very
sister.
thankful for that.
But also, what's celebration in this poem is the interesting dynamic of a sister-in-law. Emily and Lavinia both had an older brother called Austin, and he married Susan, which is actually our mother's name, so very appropriate. And Susan and Austin, they lived next door, and Susan herself had traveled a lot. She wrote herself. She was actually really important to Emily as the first reader, and their kind of special relationship is celebrated particularly in this poem, which I'm going to read. And most of Emily Dickinson's poems don't actually have titles, so they're known often by their first line. One sister have I in our house, and one a hedge away. There's only one recorded, but both belong to me. One came the road that I came, and wore my last year's gown. The other, as a bird her nest, builded our hearts among. She did not sing as we did, it was a different tune, herself to her a music as bumblebee of June. Today is far from childhood, but up and down the hills I held her hand the tighter, which shortened all the miles. And still her hum, the years among, deceives the butterfly. Still in her eye the violets lie, moulded this many May. I spilt the dew, but took the morn. I chose the single star from out the wide night's numbers. Sue, forevermore.
I love that poem.
I also like it because it has a reference to a bumblebee, which was my nickname.
That was
in
my
childhood.
nickname for Lavinia when we were growing up. So no, I love, two very different explorations of love for a sibling figure, and I love that. And there was lots of beautiful nature in there too.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
So no, thank you so much. I didn't actually know that poem before. Is it not so well
maybe
known?
Not. Yeah, probably not. And maybe, although it is quoted in the Dickinson film, if anyone has watched that.
Oh my gosh, is it good?
I haven't. Well, I haven't actually seen the whole thing. I don't know. Let's see what viewers think.
Actually, we'd love to know what you guys think if you have seen it, because we both love Emily Dickinson, but I'm not. I think that's also kind of maybe why I stayed away from it. But I'm open-minded, so if people do say positive things, I will definitely check it out. Well, thank you so much for that wonderful poem and wonderful reading. And to go with it,
what's this?
I have a gorgeous white wine from Italy, from the Bertuzzi family. And the Bertuzzi family, they have had a winery in Italy, in the Friuli Collio Orientali, which is in northeast Italy, up in the Alps, very, very hilly, and it's known for very fresh, aromatic white grapes. They've been making wine in that area since the Celts 400 years before Christ. I mean, it's it's had a fairly long winemaking history. This particular family, the Battisti family, they've been making wine since 1910. And the Valentino started off. Then he passed the winery to Angelo, and then Angelo then passed this wonderful winery to his 4 children. So there's 3 boys and a girl. So these siblings all work together. I think Erica, the daughter, the sister, she kind of does more of the exporting and marketing, and the 3 brothers work in the winery. And I adore this wine. It's a Sauvignon Blanc. Usually I'm not a huge fan of Sauvignon Blanc because sometimes I can find it too intense or whatever, but what I find about Sauvignon Blancs from this northeastern part of Italy is that they're not as green and vegetal as Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, and they kind of have like riper fruits, which one would associate with Sancerre. So it's kind of this very interesting midway point. So it's like super zesty, super zippy, perfect for a day like today, full of passion fruit, like lemon comfy. It's just really fun and vervy, and they're also organic, which I thought was important to highlight. They've been certified organic since 2013, so for Earth Month, I also thought it was important. They also have some very pretty kind of floral designs and things going on their labels. Very, very pretty.
Daisy, our first dog.
Oh yeah, Daisy, our first dog. She was a sister too. I think totally. You can have like 4-legged siblings. And so this I got from my local wine store, Jeroboam's. Like, shout out to them. Love Jeroboam's, and this is about £22. But you know, it's not cheap, but really this region up in the hills with this wonderful sunshine but cool nights, myriad of soils, you do get these wonderful aromatic, crisp, bright white grapes. They also happen to make sparkling dessert wine and a whole bunch of other things, but if for white wine lovers, and particularly for Sauvignon Blanc lovers too, if you haven't tried a white wine from this region in Italy, you will fall in love. I'm actually tying this into family. Daddy and I are planning a wine trip to this region, Friuli, Collio Orientali, later this year. So
watch out.
Exactly. Anyway, please share any poems you want to celebrate siblings. Let us know what you think about Dickinson, and share how you will be celebrating National Sibling Day too. Cheers, guys.
Bye.